Hello, this video is going to be about the Democratic presidential debate that I just watched and that took place in Las Vegas, Nevada. I made a video about the first GOP presidential debate, so I thought to even things out, I should make one about the Democratic candidates and their debate also. In this 5-minute presentation, I'm only going to speak about Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton because I really don't think the other three candidates that participated, for better or for worse, are going to have an impact nationally, so I'm going to focus on Sanders and Clinton. Firstly, Bernie Sanders. I think his overall performance was excellent. He was very articulate. He was very much on point. He spoke with passion and sincerity, and I think his honesty as a person and as a politician was very much on display. And I think that realness and that contact with reality is certainly, one of his best characteristics. In relation to the issues, I really liked what he had to say about economic inequality. I think of all of the candidates, he has the most outstanding understanding, or has the best understanding of this issue, which affects a vast number of people in this country. And the way he speaks about that is very moving because he gives you the sense that he really knows what he's talking about and he really understands the gross inequality economically that exists in this country. I also liked what he had to say about climate change and how important addressing this issue is for the future of the universe, because if we don't deal with it, we may not exist as a species for much longer. In relation to campaign finance, I liked what he had to say about that. And obviously, since the Citizens United decision, how that influx of money from millionaires and billionaires is corrupting the political process. I think his best line of the night was actually something he said in relation to Hillary Clinton when she was talking about the emails, and he very nobly and with much humility said to in response to that, enough of the emails, let's focus on real issues facing America. I thought that was brilliant, and it also spoke to his sincerity and his humility as a political candidate. In relation to Hillary Clinton, I thought her overall performance was very strong. She came across as very assertive. She seemed very confident up there on stage. She's obviously is very knowledgeable on the issues and has had a lot of experience talking about all of these issues that are important in this upcoming election. To use the word, I think she looked very presidential and she seemed to enjoy her moment in the spotlight. In regards to the issues, I liked what she had to say about gun violence, college tuition, family leave, her position in relation to various foreign policy issues. And, obviously she's not as progressive and she's not toward the left as Bernie Sanders is, but I think she is based in a different type of she bases her views in reality. So while she may have certain progressive views and ideas, she recognizes that she lives in a very much torn and divided society politically, with this extreme opposition between Democrats and Republicans, and she moderates her views accordingly in order to make things happen, which I think is very much the position of a pragmatist and a realist. So in relation to Sanders versus Clinton, who would I pick and why? I'd have to say I favor Clinton over Sanders. Now, I preface that by saying I really do like a number of the views that Sanders has, and I like his vision and his capacity to understand the day-to-day reality of many people in this country in regards to the economic struggle. What bothers me is that I don't think the United States as a country and as a society is ready to accept as president someone who has the views that he has and has the vision that he has. I just cannot see this country, as divided as it is, ever getting behind universal Medicare or universal college tuition. Republicans, as it is, can't even accept Obamacare. I can't see how they would ever accept universal healthcare or universal, free college tuition. So in that sense, I support Clinton over him. I just think she would be more able to get things done and would be more able to function in this very divided context and political context that we find ourselves in. And I also think she would be better able to take on Republicans and deal with their never-ending opposition. She's had a lot of experience going up against Republicans. They've hated her for the good part of the last 20 years, and I think she would absolutely relish the opportunity to take them on as president. So in conclusion, I'd actually like to see them running together. I'm not sure that will ever happen, but I think it would be a great combination with Clinton as the top ticket and with Sanders as the VP. I think Sanders would bring with him the passion of the left and that vision for a more equal society, and would help bring a lot of people into the political process, much like Obama did. But I think Clinton, you know, given all that she had, you know, all the experiences that she's had, has more power and would have a greater capacity to actually work with Republicans as much as they hate her. When push comes to shove, you know, she's able to negotiate, and I think that, you know, she would be much better at that. And I think together, that would be an outstanding combination. But let's see what happens in the coming months. We haven't even had a primary yet. But one thing is clear, regardless of which of them wins the nomination, each one of them would be better than any Republican candidate. Thank you.